Yo, hello there, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back my fellow pixelators, and welcome back to the final part of Pain from Naruto Shippuden, which is part 15. As you see, today's part we're going to be doing the face and all the rest of the details for the ears and eyes and everything else. So without further ado, let's get started in today's blocks. For today's blocks, we're going to be using gold block, light grey concrete powder, bone block, grey terracotta, brown terracotta, block of quartz, purple pillar, snow, light blue terracotta, our black wool, and our grey concrete powder. Now there'll be a list on the screen so you can pause the video at any point to grab all of those blocks. Once you have grabbed all of those blocks, for the first colours that we're going to be using gold block, light grey concrete powder, and bone block. But before we even get started to shading anything in, I'm going to fly down to the ground and explain a couple of things, because today is going to be quite different. As the two blocks we're using for the face shading, we are using bone block and light grey concrete powder. Now for those that already know how both of these blocks work, and how I usually use them, bone block is always placed going up and down and not sideways. And why is that? I'll show a quick example right here. As you can see, bone block should look like that going upwards. If I place it sideways though, as you can see, the texture looks very different. And if I just surround it with bone block going up, just like so, you will notice that looks very different and very wrong. That's why you have to be very careful with your bone block and make sure all your bone block that you are placing is going up and down and not sideways, because the texture will look weird because it's got those textures running down the side, which means if you place it sideways, obviously it's going horizontally instead of going upwards. So that is why we have to be very careful with our bone block. And our other block that we are using for our shading in is our light grey concrete powder, which is, well, even worse than bone block, because you can't place it, for example, to the left up here because it just falls to the ground, which makes it very awkward to use. So what we're going to do is, I'll explain things while we mark it out as well, but we're going to use gold block as our shaded block. Now obviously gold block is not going to be kept as our shaded block. Essentially what's going to happen, instead of marking out the light grey concrete powder, I'm going to mark out the very outer line of light grey concrete powder with gold block. Once we mark that out, and we're then going to tackle the bone block, and we're going to place bone block on top of the gold block. Once you basically place your bone block on top of the gold block, you can then destroy those gold blocks and replace it with light grey concrete powder. For example, we're going to fly over to this area right here where we've got the two iron rods coming over here, which is kind of part of the mouth area, and we're going to fly over to this area first to show you an example. So flying all the way over to here, as you can see we have two iron rods here. We've got one to the left and one to the right. We're going to fly all the way over to the left one, and we're going to start in the very up left corner here. So this very up left corner right here, flying all the way over to here. Once you have basically flown to this point right here, we're going to count from underneath this point 2 blocks underneath here. So if I take out another block, for example grey terracotta, just so you can see, 1 and 2, just like so, and there you go. Once you have placed 2 underneath from that point, or count with 2 going underneath, we're then going to take out our gold block, and we're going to place 1 going to the right from here of the black concrete, and there you go. So as you can see, we should be looking like that right there. Once you've done that, we now can destroy those blocks on top, and then fly back to the 1 gold block you placed to the right. Once you have flown to this point right here, we're then going to do a bottom right diagonal from here, and there you go. And then once you've done this bottom right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 14 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. And there you go. Once you place 14 to the right, we're then going to do one up right diagonal. And then there you go. So now time for the explaining. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out our bone block, and we're going to place bone block going underneath the gold block. Now, this makes it a lot easier because now we can place the bone block actually down. And again, make sure your bone block is facing going downwards like so. So we're always placing it going down or upwards and not sideways. So you're always going to see this bit underneath, as you can see here as well. And there you go. As you can see, that makes it a lot easier to place our bone block correctly down, instead of basically trying to do upright diagonals with the bone block, because that's just going to be very awkward. And now once you've basically marked out your bone block, what we can do is destroy that gold block. and you can just basically replace it all with light grey concrete powder. Now, I'm not going to destroy all the bone block during the video. I'm just doing it this once just to show an example, just like so here. And also, as a lot of the areas basically are like going to just fall to the ground, there's no point destroying the gold block yet until you actually fill in the light grey concrete powder. The reason why I chose this one first is because, as you can see, bone blocks underneath, so the light grey concrete powder can fall on top of the bone block. But yes, once it comes to actually destroying the gold block, I would wait until you've basically completed everything. Once you've completed everything, destroy one gold block for one area, and then fill it all in with light grey concrete powder first, and then go to the next area, and then destroy the gold block, and then fill that in with light grey concrete powder, and then fly over to the next area, somewhere around here, destroy all the gold blocks, then fill in all the light grey concrete powder, and basically it makes it easier because if you destroy all the gold blocks at once, you're going to get confused and you're going to lose the areas where it's meant to be just light grey concrete powder. So destroy it individually and fill in individually. Now, with all of that being said, well, let's actually start to get started now, as we have explained everything. And for our next area we're going to explain, we're still going to go in this area here, and we're just going to go on top of it a bit now. So we're going to fly all the way to this one black concrete sticking out to the left right there. So flying all the way over to here. Once you've flown all the way to here, taking out our gold block, we're going to place one going to the left from here. And there we go. Once you place this one to the left, we're then going to place one on top. Once you place this one on top, we're then going to fly underneath by one, so back down to this gold block, and then we're going to place one underneath. And there you go. Once you place this one underneath, we're then going to place one to the right, and then once you place this one to the right, we're going to place one underneath. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like this so far. Once we have done this, we're then going to zoom out and fly back up to the one gold block we place on top right here. So flying back to this point right here. And once you have flown back to this point right here, we're then going to place 19 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And there you go. Once you place these 19 gold blocks going to the right here, we're then going to take out our bone block, and we're now going to mark a bone block on top of the gold block, and to the left of it and underneath here. Again, make sure your bone block is always going up and down, and not sideways. Which does mean we do have to place these bone blocks a lot slower than usual, which does make it awkward, but it's definitely the best colour block to make that perfect skin tone and shading for the build. Same with the light grey concrete powder as well. Now, as you can see right here, we can't really just place because it does that, but you can basically use a placement block just to quickly mark it out, like so I did there. I just placed one going to the left, which was sideways, and then placed two underneath, and then just destroyed that one to the left. Or what you could do is get out another block and just place it like that. I've just destroyed this quickly, and then just place bone block going underneath, and then there you go. That also sorts out your situation there as well, to make sure it's always going up and down, but don't need that anymore. Once we have done this though, we are done with this area. Again, don't destroy your gold block until you actually fill it all in with light grey concrete powder, so leave it towards the end, or if you're going to do it gradually as you're going, then you can do that instead. With that being said though, we're now going to fly over to our next area, and we're going to fly above into the mouth area right here. For the area that we're going to start over here, we're going to fly all the way over to the left, and we're going to fly to this 3 black concrete sticking out to the left over here. So flying all the way to here. Once you have flown to this 3 black concrete, taking out our gold block again, for the area that we're going to go off, we're going to go off this 3 black concrete right here, and we're going to go off the middle of the 3, so to this point right here. Once you have flown to the middle of the 3, we're going to place 1 gold block on top, and there you go. Once you place this 1 gold block on top, we're then going to place 1 to the right. Once you place this 1 to the right, we're then going to place 1 on top, just like so. Once you place this 1 on top, we're then going to place 2 to the right, so 1, 2, just like so. Once you place 2 to the right, we're then going to do a right diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you've done this right diagonal, we're then going to place 1 to the right, just like so. And then we're going to do another right diagonal. And then once you've done this right diagonal, we're then going to place 7 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, just like so. Once you place 7 to the right, we're then going to place 1 underneath. Once you place this 1 underneath, we're then going to place 4 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And there you go. Once you place this 4 to the right, we're then going to do a right diagonal. And then once you've done this right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 7 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And there you go. Once you place this 7 going to the right here, we're then going to do another bottom right diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you've done this bottom right diagonal, we're then going to place 3 going to the right. So 1, 2 and 3, just like so. Once you place this 3 to the right here, we're then going to do another bottom right diagonal. And once you've done this bottom right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 2 going to the right. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you place this 2 to the right here, we're then going to place 1 going underneath, just like so. Once you place this 1 underneath, we're then going to place 4 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And there you go. Once you place this 4th one to the right, we're then going to place 1 going underneath from here. And then once you place this 1 underneath, we're then going to fly back up by 1. So back up to this upright corner. And once you've flown back to this upright corner, we're then going to place 1 going to the right. And there you go. Once you place this 1 to the right here, we're then done with this area. So then going to zoom out. And we're going to take out our bone block. And bone blocks could go on top of the gold blocks. And it's also going to go to like the right and underneath here as well. So once again, make sure your bone block is going up and down. Again, you can use a placement block just like so for the side here. And then place a bone block on top. And there you go. And there you go. So there's all the bone block marked right there. Again, as you can see from my pattern right here, it's all going up and down just like so. Once you have done this, we are then going to move on to the next area. So for our next area, we're now going to zoom out, and we're going to be doing the left and right side because we've got a bit of shading going up here. And so we're going to start with the left side first, so flying all the way to the left, and we're going to start on the bottom. And as you can see from the face outline connecting down to here, we've kind of got like 2 sticking out to the right here. And we're going to be flying to this 2 sticking out to the right at the bottom. So flying all the way over to here. Once you've flown to this 2 sticking out to the bottom right here, we're going to fly to the right of the 2. So to this point right here. And once you've flown to the right of this 2, take out your gold block. And we're going to place 1 on top. And there you go. Once you place this 1 gold block on top right here, we're then going to do 2 left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you've done the second up left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 on top, just like so. And once you place this 1 on top, we're then going to do 2 left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you've done 2 left diagonals, we're then going to place 1 on top, just like so. And there you go. Once you place this 1 on top right here, we're then going to do 3 up left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, and 3, just like so. Well, once you've done this 3rd up left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 on top of here. And there you go. Well, once you place this 1 on top right here, we're then going to do 2 up left diagonals. So 1 and 2, just like so. Well, once you've done these 2 up left diagonals, we're then going to place 1 going up from here. And there we go. Well, once you place this 1 on top, do another up left diagonal from here. And there you go. Well, once you've done this up left diagonal, place another gold block going up from here. Well, once you place this gold block on top, we're then going to do 4 up left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. Once you've done this 4th up left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 1 gold block on top of here, just like so. And once you place this 1 gold block on top, we're then going to do 3 up left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Once you've done this third up left diagonal, we're then going to place 2 gold blocks on top, so 1 and 2, just like so. And there you go. Once you place these 2 on top right here, we're then going to do 3 up left diagonals, so 1, 2, and 3, just like so. Once you've done this third up left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 gold block on top, just like so. Once you place this one on top, we're then going to do another up left diagonal from here, and there you go. Once you've done this up left diagonal, we're then going to place 2 going up from here, so 1 and 2, and there you go. Once you place this 2 on top, we're then going to do another up left diagonal from here, just like so. Once you've done this up left diagonal, we're then going to place another one going up from here, and there you go. Once you place this one on top right here, we're then going to repeat this 2 here 3 more times, going in an up left diagonal direction. So do an up left diagonal, place 1 on top, that's 1. Do another up left diagonal, another one on top, that's 2. Another up left diagonal, another one on top, and that's 3. And there you go. As you can see, we should have 4 of those 2s there going in an up left diagonal direction. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. If you got 4 of them, fly back towards the end one. And once you've flown back towards the end one, do another up left diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you've done this up left diagonal, we're then going to place 2 going up from here. So 1 and 2, just like so. Once you place 2 on top, do another up left diagonal. And then we're going to place another 2 going up from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you place this 2 on top right here, do another up left diagonal. Once you've done this up left diagonal, place 1 on top. And then once you place this 1 on top, do another up left diagonal and place another one going up from here. And there you go. Once you've done this, we are now done with this area. So we're now going to zoom out. And once again, taking out our bone block. Bone block is going to go on the right hand side of the gold block. And again, make sure your bone block is going up and downwards, not sideways. Now, I'm assuming this video is going to be definitely quite long, as it's kind of like we're marking out black concrete again, but with gold block, and we're doing a lot kind of sideways, so it's definitely going to be quite a long video. Essentially, this part's going to be one of the longest, and the same with the right side as well. But with that being said, hopefully it is definitely the final part, but you know if it's the final part, it's what it's saying in the title. But there you go. Once again, bone block is going on the right hand side, and your gold block is going to be replaced with all light grey concrete powder. And this is kind of an area that you can tell more. If you destroy the gold block, it's going to be more awkward. What you can do instead though as well, you can actually fill in all the light grey concrete powder first, and then you can destroy the gold block after, and then replace it with light grey concrete powder. But it doesn't really matter which way you can do it, as long as you fill in light grey concrete powder first, and destroy your gold block afterwards, or basically, don't do your bone block first and don't just destroy all the gold blocks first. Make sure you do one area by each. With that being said though, flying over to our next area, we're going to fly over to the right hand side over here and start shading up here. And for our area that we're going to go off here, we're going to fly to this 2 right here. Once again, that is connected to that sticking out. But we're not going to be going off the 2, we're just going to be flying to the left from the 2. So flying all the way to this 2, flying all the way to the left of it as well, so to this point right here. With our gold block, we're going to count 3 and going to the left from here. So 1, 2, and 3, and there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there, as you can see. Flying back to the 3rd gold block. Once you've flown back to the 3rd one, we're going to do 13 upright diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And there you go. Once you've done 13 upright diagonals, we're then going to place 1 on top, just like so. Once you place this 1 on top right here, we're then going to do another upright diagonal, and there we go. Once you've done this upright diagonal right here, place another one going up from here, and there you go. Once you place this 1 on top right here, we're then going to do 2 upright diagonals. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you've done the second top right diagonal, we're then going to place another one going up from here, just like so. And once you place this one on top, we're then going to do another 2 upright diagonals. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you've done these 2 upright diagonals, once again from the second one, we're going to place one on top, just like so. And then once you place this one on top right here, we're then going to do another upright diagonal from here. And there we go. Once you've done this upright diagonal right here, we're then going to place another one on top, just like so. Once you place this one on top right here, we're then going to do 3 upright diagonals from here. So 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Once you've done this third upright diagonal, we're then done with this area, which was definitely a lot shorter than the other side. And once we have done this, we're then going to take out our bone block. And bone block, once again, is going to go on top of the gold block. Again, make sure it's not going sideways, and make sure it's being placed upwards. And there you go. So once again, bone blocks going to all the way to the left and the outside, and gold block has been replaced with light grey concrete powder. With that being said, we're now going to zoom out and move to our next area. So for our next area, we're going to go and do the nose shading over here. So for our area that we're going to start off to, we're going to start with the left squiggly line here with the black concrete, so to this one here. And we're going to be flying to the very top of left diagonal, so to that point right there. So flying all the way over to here. And once you've flown to this up left diagonal right here, we're going to take out our gold block. And we're going to place one going to the left from here. And there you go. Once you place this one going to the left, we're then going to place 4 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like so. Once you place this 4 underneath, we're then going to do a bottom right diagonal. And there you go. Once you've done this bottom right diagonal, we're then going to place 1 underneath from here, just like so. Once you place this 1 underneath right here, we're then going to do 4 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. Once you've done 4 bottom right diagonals, we're then going to place 4 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like so. And once you place 4 going to the right, we're then going to do 5 upright diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there you go. Once you've done this 5th upright diagonal, we're then going to place 5 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like so. Once you place this 5th one on top right here, we're then going to fly into the left by 1, so to this black concrete. But once you've flown into the left by 1, we're then going to place 11 going to the left from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And there you go. Once we place 11 going to the left right here, we're then going to take out our bone block. And once you've taken out your bone block, we're going to place 4 going on top of this 11th gold block we placed going to the left. So we're going to place 4 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like so. Once you place 4 bone blocks going up right here, we're then going to take out our block of quartz, and we're going to place 21 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And there you go. Once you place 21 block of quartz going up right here, we're then done with this block. So we're now going to zoom out, and now time for the explaining. So once again, taking out our bone block is going to go on all the outside of the gold block and all the outside of the quartz. So we're just going to mark it out nice and quick. And again, as you can see right here, just make sure it's going up and downwards and not sideways your bone block. And there you go. So once again, your gold block is going to be replaced and destroyed and be replaced with light grey concrete powder. And as you can see over here, we've marked out all the bone block on the outside of the quartz. Once we've done this, we are now going to move on to our next area for shading. So we're now going to zoom out, and we're going to do the areas by the eye. So for our area that we're going to go off over here, we're going to fly all the way to the left eyebrow first. So over to this area, as you can see. And for our area, for the eyebrow that we're going to go off, we're going to fly all the way kind of to the underneath line. So we're going to the underneath line here, and we're going to be flying to the right hand side. And we're going to be flying to the furthest 3 going to right at the bottom. So to this 3 right here, as you can see. So flying all the way in towards this 3 and taking out our gold block. And for the area that we're going to go off this 3, we're going to go off the very left end of the 3. So to this point right here, as you can see. And once you have flown to the left end of this 3 right here, we're going to place 1 gold block going underneath from here. And there you go. Once you place this 1 gold block underneath, we're going to do 2 bottom right diagonals. So 1 and 2, just like so. Once you've done the second bottom right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 1 underneath. And there you go. Once you place this 1 underneath right here, we're then going to do 2 bottom right diagonals. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you've done 2 bottom right diagonals, we're then going to place 1 going underneath here, just like so. Once you place this 1 underneath, we're then going to do another 2 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1 and 2, just like so. Once you've done the second bottom right diagonal, we're then going to place another 1 going underneath from here. And there you go. Once you place this 1 gold block going underneath from here, we're then going to do a bottom left diagonal from here. And there you go. As you can see, that bottom left diagonal connects in a bottom left diagonal direction to this black concrete right here, these 2. And once we've connected to here, we're going to fly down to the second bottom left diagonal of this 2 black concrete. So flying down to this one right here. And once you've flown down to this one right here, we're then going to do 3 bottom left diagonals from here with our gold block. So 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. Once we've done 3 bottom left diagonals from here, we're then going to place 1 gold block going underneath, just like so. Once we place this 1 underneath, we're then going to do a bottom left diagonal from here. And there we go. Once you've done this bottom left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 going to the left from here. And there you go. Once you place this 1 to the left, we're then going to do 2 bottom left diagonals. So 1 and 2, just like so. And on the second bottom left diagonal, we're going to place 1 going to the left. And there you go. Once you place this 1 going to the left right here, we're then going to do an up left diagonal from here, just like so. Once you've done this up left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 on top. And there you go. Once you place this 1 on top right here, we're then going to do 4 of right diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like so. Once we've done 4 right diagonals, we're then going to place 1 on top. And once you place this 1 on top, we're then going to do another up right diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you've done the top right diagonal, we're then going to place another 1 on top of here, just like so. And once you place this 1 on top, we're then going to do another up right diagonal. And there you go. Once you've done the top right diagonal, we're then going to place 2 going up from here. So 1 and 2, just like so. And once you place this 2 on top, we're then going to do an up left diagonal. And there you go. Oh, and there we go. Well, once you've done this up left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 1 gold block going up from here. And there you go. As you can see, we should connect to the black concrete just like so. Once we've done this, we're then going to zoom out. Now, we're not quite done yet because we need to mark out the other end over here. And for the area that we're just going to cap it off to, as you can see, we have a 2 gap right here in between the 2 black concrete lines. So as you can see, this 2 gap right here, we're just going to fill that 2 gap in with our gold block. So just fill this in, and there you go. And there you go. As you can see, that 2 gold block is capping off this area inside here, which again, all of this is being replaced with light grey concrete powder. But once we have marked this out, we are then going to take out our bone block, and what we're going to do is just going to mark some to the left here. But again, when marking out to the left, make sure it's going up and down, just like so here. And there you go. And then once we've done this, we're then going to zoom out and then mark on the left and right hand side of the gold block. So again, mark it just on the outside. And again, make sure your bone block is going up and down. And there we go. So there's the area marked out right there. Well, once we've done this, before we actually move on to the right side, mark out the right eye, which usually we do it kind of the identical area, we're just going to kind of do the top part as we're already on the left side. So basically we've got a bit of shading to do underneath here, which this area is going to be actually quite easy. And for our area that we're going to go off with our gold block, we're going to fly all the way to the very top left corner of the build. So literally in this up left corner right here. So as you can see, we've got this 4, and we're literally flying to the top of the 4. So in the very up left corner. Once you've flown to the very up left corner, taking out our gold block, we're going to place 4 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like this right here. Once you place these 4 gold blocks going to the right here, we're then going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you've done this bottom right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 5 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like so. Once you place 5 to the right, we're then going to do another bottom right diagonal from here. And there we go. Once you've done this bottom right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 11 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And there you go. Once you place this 11 going to the right, we're then going to do another bottom right diagonal, just like so. And once you've done this bottom right diagonal, we're then going to place 7 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And there you go. Once you place 7 to the right, we're then going to do another bottom right diagonal from here. And once you've done this bottom right diagonal, we're then going to place 2 to the right. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you place this 2 going to the right here, we're then going to start to mark out with our bone block. So taking out our bone block, we're going to mark bone block going underneath the gold block. So just going to mark this out nice and quick. And there you go. So as you can see, all our bone block is going up and down just like so. And once again, our gold block is going to be replaced with light grey concrete powder. With that being said, now moving on to our next area. We're going to do the top part up here as well first. So we're going to do the middle part going over to here. And for the area that we're going to go off, we're going to fly to the left eyebrow. So back to this point here again. And for our area we're going to go off, we're going to go off the top line of the eyebrow. So basically on this side. And for the area that we're going to go off, we're going to fly down to the third 2 going in a bottom right diagonal direction. So from the top here, this is basically the first one out of like the 7 kind of going all the way down here. And we're going to be flying to the third one. So 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, that is the third one right there. So we're going to fly all the way to this one right here. And for the area that we're going to go off the third one, we're going to go off to the left of the 2. So to this point right here. And taking out our gold block, we're going to place 1 on top of the left of this 2. And there you go. Well, once you place that 1 gold block on top, we're then going to do a right diagonal from here. And there you go. Well, once you've done this up right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 9 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Just like so. And once you place 9 going to the right, we're then going to do another bottom right diagonal from here. And there you go. Well, once you've done this bottom right diagonal right here, we're then going to place 27 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. And there you go. Once you place 27 going to the right, we're then going to place one gold block going underneath from here. And there we go. Once you place this one gold block underneath, we are then done with this area right here. And as you can see, this gold block you place underneath connects to the right of this 2 right here at the bottom. And we're now going to zoom out. So once again, taking out our bone block's going to go underneath the gold block. And again, make sure you're placing your bone block going upwards and downwards and not sideways. And there we go. So as you can see, bone blocks going all underneath here. And once again, your gold block is going to be replaced with light grey concrete powder. Once we've done all of this, we now are going to move on to doing the eyes section over here. And for our area that we're going to go off here, we're going to go off under the eyebrow again. So under this point underneath here. And we're going to be flying all the way to the very furthest end 3. So to this 3 right here. So flying all the way over to here. And once you've flown over to this 3, for the area that we're going to go after 3, we're going to go all the way off the left end, so to this point right here. And once again, taking your gold block, we're going to place 3 gold blocks going underneath from the very left of the 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. Once you place 3 gold blocks going underneath, we're then going to do 2 bottom left diagonals. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you've done the second bottom left diagonal right here, we're then going to place another one going underneath. And there you go. Once you place this one underneath right here, we're then going to do another bottom left diagonal from here. Just like so. And once you've done this bottom left diagonal, place another one underneath. And there you go. Once you place this one underneath right here, we're then going to do another bottom left diagonal from here. And once you've done this bottom left diagonal, we're going to place 2 going underneath from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you place this 2 underneath, we're then going to do 5 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Just like so. And then once you've done these 5 bottom right diagonals, we're then going to place 1 gold block going to the right from here. And there you go. Once you place this 1 to the right, we're then going to do 2 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1 and 2, just like so. Once you've done this second bottom right diagonal, we're then going to place 1 going to the right. And then once you place this 1 to the right, we're then going to do 2 up left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you've done this second up left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 on top, just like so. Once you place this 1 on top, do another up left diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you've done this up left diagonal, we're then going to place 3 going up from here. So 1, 2, and 3. And once you place 3 on top, we're then going to do 2 upright diagonals. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you've done the second upright diagonal, we're then going to place 1 on top, just like so. And we're then going to do another upright diagonal. And then once you've done this upright diagonal, place another one going up from here. And there you go. As you can see, we should connect to the second bottom left diagonal at the 4 black concrete right here. Once we've done this, we're now going to zoom out. Once again, though, we aren't quite done yet because we need to cap off the other side up here. So flying all the way to the top, and as you can see where the 2 black concrete kind of connect here, these 2 lines, inside the left hand side of this area, basically gold block or our light grey concrete powder is going inside here. So what we're going to do is just from this 4 right here, and from this 4 right here, we're going to place 1 to the left of here, and basically 1 underneath the right end. And there you go. As you can see, that's basically the area capped off right there, and we should be looking like that. And once again, we're going to take our bone block, and bone block is going to be marked on the outside of the gold block. So once again, flying over to the right hand side with our bone block, just going to place a couple going up right here, and there you go. Once we've done this, we're now going to mark on the outside of the gold block with our bone block. Forgot I had some underneath there. Now we also should have only about a couple more areas to do now, shading out of our bone block. which is mostly all the areas are pretty much in the ear now that we got to do, but we do have one more area to do on the face. Once we have done that all there, as you can see once again, gold block is going to be replaced with our light grey concrete powder and bone block all on the outside, and we're now going to fly up to the right end and shade up here. So for our area that we're going to go off of here, we're going to fly all the way to the right corner. Once again, going to be in the very upper right corner, starting from here, so the top of this 5 right here. And once you've all flown to this upper right corner right here, taking out our gold block, we're going to place 1 going to the left from here. And there you go. And there you go. Once you place this 1 gold block going to the left from here, we're then going to do another bottom left diagonal from here, just like so. Once you've done this bottom left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 going to the left from here. And there we go. Once you place this 1 to the left, we're then going to do another bottom left diagonal. Once you're in this bottom left diagonal, we're then going to place 3 going to the left. So 1, 2 and 3. And there you go. Once you place this 3 to the left, do another bottom left diagonal from here, just like so. And once you've done this bottom left diagonal, we're then going to place 4 going to the left. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And there you go. Once you place this 4 to the left right here, we're then going to do a bottom left diagonal from here. And there we go. Or once you've done this bottom left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 8 going to the left from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Just like so. Or once you place 8 going to the left, we're then going to do another bottom left diagonal from here. And there we go. Or once you've done this bottom left diagonal, we're then going to place another 8 going to the left from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Just like so. And once you place this 8 to the left, do another bottom left diagonal. And once you've done this bottom left diagonal, we're going to place 2 going to the left from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you place this 2 going to the left, we're then going to take out our bone block. And once again, bone block is going to go underneath the gold blocks. Oh, there we go. And there we go, there's everything done right there. So once again, bone block's going to go all underneath, and light grey concrete powder is going to be replacing all those gold blocks and going up in those sections. So once again, gold block actually isn't like anywhere in the build. Light grey concrete powder, as you know, is replacing every gold block. With that being said, once again, do your areas individually. With that being said, we're now pretty much done with the face shading in, which has definitely took quite a while to do, so I wouldn't be surprised if people was doing this in parts and breaks. With that being said though, we are going to continue on with the build, and we do want to get everything finished today. So without further ado, we're now going to move on to the ears and shade the areas for the ears, or basically cap off those areas as well. So without further ado, for the first ear that we're going to do, we're going to start with the left ear. So flying all the way over to the left ear. And here we go. For our first area that we're going to cap off, we're going to cap off the underneath part of the ear right here. So not that section here, we'll do that last. And inside the earpiece right here, we're going to fly to the 3 black concrete that is going in the up left diagonal direction right here. So going up, just the 3 in total right here, that's in the up left diagonal direction. We're going to be flying to that 3 right there. And there we go. Well, once we have flown to this 3 right here, for the area that we're going to go off the 3, we're going to go off the bottom of the 3. So once again, taking out our gold block, we're going to place 2 gold blocks going to the left from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. And once you place 2 gold blocks going to the left, we're then going to do 3 bottom left diagonals. So 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and there we go. And once you've done that 3rd bottom left diagonal, we're then going to place 2 going to the left. So 1 and 2, just like so. Once you place 2 to the left, we're then going to do an up left diagonal from here. Or once you've done this up left diagonal, we're then going to take out our bone block, and we're going to place a bone block going on top of the gold blocks. And there we go. So once again, gold block is going to be replaced with our light grey concrete powder, and bone blocks going all up in here. Once we've done this, we're then going to move over to our next section, so flying all the way up. As you can see, we've got this inside ear part section right here, and once we have basically, we got this line going up here, and it doesn't fully connect as it's meant to be like that. And we're going to be flying to this 5 black concrete that's sticking up right here. So flying all the way over to this 5 right here. And once you've flown to the 5 right here with a gold block, we're then going to do 2 up left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. Oh, there we go. Once you've done the second up left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 1 gold block going up from here, just like so. Once you place 1 gold block on top, do another up left diagonal from here. And there you go. And then once you've done this up left diagonal right here, we're then going to place 5 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, just like so. Once you place 5 going up, we're then going to do an up left diagonal, and then we're going to place 1 on top. And there you go. As you can see, that one you place on top right there connects underneath this 1 bottom right diagonal of the black concrete right here. Once we've done this though, we need the markup above here as well. So we're going to zoom out, and for the area that we're going to go off of here, as you can see, we've got this 1 black concrete sticking out to the left right here. And we're going to be flying to this point. And once you've flown over to here, we're going to place 2 gold blocks going underneath from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you place these 2 underneath, we're then going to do a bottom left diagonal from here. Just like so. And there you go. Once you've done that bottom left diagonal right here, we're then done with this area right here. So once again, taking out our bone block. Bone block's going to go on the outside. So we're going to mark it to the left here. And mark it on top right there. And there we go. So once again, bone block on the outside, and gold block is going to be replaced with our light grey concrete powder, and that's going to go all down, 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 all the way down into that bottom right diagonal right there. Once we've done this though, we are then going to zoom out, and as you can see, we got this small section to the right here. So this section right here, bone block's going all inside here, so I'm just going to mark a bit in here, just so you can see that bone block goes in here. And there you go. So again, bone block all up in there. And then we're going to fly up because we do have a bit of shading for this last earpiece that we need to do. Or that last left earpiece. And as you can see in this gap right here, we got a bit of light grey concrete powder in here. And once again, we are using our gold block. And for the area that we're going to go off, we're going to be flying to this 2 right here. So as you can see, we've got 3 2s going up left diagonal direction. So 1, 2 and 3. And we're going to be flying to the 3rd one. So to that one right there. And once you've flown all the way to here, as you can see, we're going to be going off the top of the 2. So this point right here, which I didn't mean to destroy that. Just quickly replace it back. And there we go. And then once you basically have flown to the 3rd of this 2, with a gold block, we're going to place 1 going to the right from here. And there you go. We're literally done with that area right there. So we're then going to take out our bone block, and bone block's going to go on top of the gold block. And there we go. So as you can see, that gold block's going to be replaced with light grey concrete powder, and that's going all down inside this section. Now then, once we have done this, we're now for the rest of the explainer for the left ear, and then we move on to the right ear. So we're going to do all these iron rod pieces. So for our first piece, we're going to take out our grey concrete powder. So we'll take this out quickly. And there we go. And once you've taken out your grey concrete powder is going to go up in this top section right here. So it's going to go all in here. And there you go. So we're not going to fill it all in, but grey concrete powder is going all in there. And we're going to zoom out. As you can see, this earpiece section right here, this is part of the iron rod as well. And this is all grey concrete powder inside here. So mark this out as well with all grey concrete powder. And there you go. Once again, just fill in a bit at the bottom. And then moving on to our next section, flying down. As you can see, we have a section right here, which is 2 as part of that section. And the grey concrete powder is going all inside here. So again, just mark a bit at the bottom, and just show it that it does go in that 2 there as well, and there you go. Once we've done this, then zooming out again, as you can see the underneath part of the ear right here, this is going to be all grey concrete powder in that side, that section, so filling this in as well. And then there you go, a bit at the bottom. And then for the left iron rod pieces here, so this 1, and that 2, and that 3, and that 4, and that 5, and that 6, right there, all of that's going to be filled in with our brown terracotta. So brown terracotta is going to go all inside these 6 circular square things, whatever, here, which is the iron rod pieces. So I'm just going to fill a bit at the bottom of each one. And there we go. Oh, I've lost my flight ability. And there we go. And there you go, there's the final one right there. So we're getting all brown terracotta is going on all 6 of those iron rod pieces there, stick out to the left there. Well, once we have done this, we're now going to fly over to the nose actually. So we do the nose first. And as you can see, we've got 6 of these iron rods right here. And literally, brown terracotta is going to go in every single one. So in the small gap and then the big gap there, brown terracotta is going to go inside every single one. Now I'm not going to mark all of that out because that's just going to take a bit more time. And the video is already long enough as it is, so I'm just going to mark a bit at one of the bottom ones on each side and do those all in the rest. So just a bit at the bottom here, and over here as well. And there you go. So again, brown terracotta is going in each and every single one of those pieces all inside. Well, once we've done that though, we're now going to move underneath to the iron rods coming out of the mouth area. So over to this area right here, as you can see. Now we actually have a bit of shading for this one. So we're going to take out our grey terracotta. And we're going to fly to the left piece first as well. And as you can see, where this light grey concrete powder is, where it's in line with this black concrete right here, we're literally going to place 3 grey terracotta going to the left in line with the light grey concrete powder. So we're going to place 1, 2 and 3 to the left, just like so. And as you can see, we should be in line with the black concrete and light grey concrete powder right there in the up left diagonal direction. Once we've done that though, taking out our brown terracotta is going to go underneath the grey terracotta. And there you go. Once you've done this, flying over to the right side, once again exactly the same on the right hand side with our grey terracotta in line with the one up right diagonal of the light grey concrete powder, we're placing 3 grey terracotta going to the right. So 1, 2 and 3. And then taking out your brown terracotta, once again going underneath the grey terracotta. And there you go. So again, brown terracotta is going to go underneath in those sections and grey terracotta is going to go above. Once we've done this, we're now going to go a fly over to the right ear and mark out the right ear. Now blue, we have a bit less shading to do in this side. So just get everything in frame so we can see everything. And there we go. And now then for our final section to explain with our gold block, because the other one can actually be filled with a light grey concrete powder because it just goes inside the one section, which is here by the way, but we'll get to that in a second. For our area that we're going to explain, once again the underneath of the ear part right here. So we're flying to this piece, again, not the iron rod, just the underneath part of the ear, inside the ear. And with our gold block, we're going to be flying to the 2 that's sticking up right here. So flying to this 2 that's sticking up. Once you've flown to this 2 that's sticking up right here, we are going to fly to the top of the 2, so to this point right here. And we're going to place 3 gold blocks going to the right from here. So 1, 2 and 3. And there you go. Once you place 3 gold blocks to the right, we're then going to do a bottom right diagonal from here, and there we go. And once you're in this bottom right diagonal, we're then going to place 1 to the right, just like so. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal, and then we're going to place another 1 to the right. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. Once we've done this, taking out our bone block, which I don't have it out, quickly take it out. And our bone block is going to go on top of our gold block. So just mark this on top. And there you go. So once again, light grey concrete powder is going to be replacing the gold block and going inside this section. And bone block is going to go all on the outside up and above. Once you've done this though, taking out our light grey concrete powder, which we can actually finally mark a bit out with this for just one area. And as you can see, inside this section right here, light grey concrete powder is going to go all inside here. So just mark a bit in the bottom here. And there you go. Once we've done this right here, now for the rest of the explaining for the ear. So taking out our grey concrete powder again. Once again, flying to the top piece of the ear. As you can see, this one piece up here is going to be grey concrete powder. So we're marking this in the bottom. And then there we go. And then zooming out. Once again, this middle part of the ear right here is going to be part of the iron rod. So all grey concrete powder inside here as well. And there we go. And then moving to this underneath section here, once again, all grey concrete powder, which you can probably see the pattern by now. And again, zooming out, and then to this underneath section, once again, part of the iron rod, all grey concrete powder in here. There's always one that falls to the ground. I'll go back to show that later again. But there you go. Once again with our brown terracotta, same as the other side. All of these pieces going to the right over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 is all brown terracotta. Also, by the way, if you can't tell, that is not an iron rod piece, that is part of the ear there. So bone block does go inside that section. So if you want me just to mark a bit out, just so you can see as well, just to confirm it for you. Again, bone block is inside that section. And just taking out brown terracotta, a bit in the ears. I mean, iron rod pieces. Out of the ear, that is. I believe that should be all of them. Oh no, one more. And there you go. There is all the ear pieces done. Now we get on to our final area, which once again kind of another painful area because we're using purple pillar. Now it's not that bad as we do have light blue terracotta, so it's not that bad at all. But once again, purple pillar works exactly the same as the bone block. We want to make sure this is going up and down and not sideways. With that being said, let's fly all the way over to our left eye first and start to shade that in. So then, once we have flown over to our left eye, we're going to start with our light blue terracotta. So we're going to start on the very left corner of the left eye. So inside this small section right here, we're going to go in by section. So we're going to go 1 section, 2 section, 3 and 4 and then so on. So flying to the very first section right here, light blue terracotta is going to go all inside up here. So just mark this out nice and quick. And there you go. Once we mark that out right there, then to our next section, to this section right here, we're going to start from the very top point, so this point right here. And once we've flown from the very top, we're going to place 3 light blue terracotta going underneath from here. So 1, 2 and 3, just like so. Once you place 3 going underneath, we're then going to place 1 to the left, and if you want, you can place 1 on top as well. And there you go. Once we've done this, taking out our purple pillar, that's going to go underneath the light blue terracotta. Again, make sure it's going upwards and downwards and not sideways like this. Going up and down like that, as you can see there. Not sideways like that there. And there you go. So as you can see, purple pillar is going to go all in the rest of this area. Once we've done this, moving to the right section, to this section right here. Once again, start from the very top. Taking out our light blue terracotta. We're literally just going to place 1 going underneath from here. And there you go. Once you've done that, taking out our purple pillar. 1's going to go underneath, or well, it's going to go underneath in the rest of that section, but we just need to mark out 1, and there you go. So again, purple pillar, all inside the rest of this section, and then moving into this piece of the eye right here. So as you can see, this one's joint here, and joint into here. We got actually a bit of work to do in this area, but starting from the left side here, for our area that we're going to start with, as you can see, we have this one upright diagonal of this section here of the eye, and so we're going to be going off there. So with our light blue terracotta, we're going to place 3 going to the left from here. So 1, 2 and 3. And there we go. Once we've done this, we're going to take out our purple pillar. And we're going to place that going underneath the light blue terracotta for now. And there you go. So as you can see, the light blue terracotta is going up in that section. Then a bit of purple pillar is going to go underneath inside this section. But again, we're not quite done yet. So we're now going to fly into the center piece of the eye. So inside this section here. And we're going to take out our black wool as well, because we're going to need this. So we're going to need our black wool, purple pillar, snow and light blue terracotta for these areas. And starting with our light blue terracotta first, we're going to fly to the top of the eye. So to this kind of black concrete piece right here, we got 3 going along. We're going to fly to the basically very right corner of the 3. So to the very right of it right here. And with our light blue terracotta, we're going to place 1 going underneath the very right of the 3. And there you go. Once you place this 1 underneath right here, we're then going to place 1 going to the left. And then once you place this 1 to the left, we're then going to do 2 bottom left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2, just like so. Once you've done the second bottom left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 underneath. And once you place this 1 underneath, we're then going to do a bottom right diagonal, just like so. Once in this bottom right diagonal, we're then going to place 2 to the right, so 1 and 2. And then once you place this 2 to the right, we're then going to place 1 on top. And then we're going to do an up right diagonal. And then once you do this up right diagonal, we're going to do an up left diagonal from here. And there you go. Once you've done this up left diagonal, we're then going to take out our black wall. And we're going to place 1 going to the left from here. And there you go. Once you place this 1 to the left, we're then going to place 1 underneath. And then we're going to place 1 to the right. And then we're going to fly back into the left by 1. And then we're going to place 1 underneath. And then we're going to fly up by 1. And then we're going to place 1 to the left. And there you go. Once you place this 1 to the left right here, we're then going to take out our light blue terracotta and place 1 going underneath from here. And there you go. Once we've done this, we're then going to zoom out. And we're now going to use our snow. So for our snow, we're going to fly all the way to the right to the 1 light blue terracotta stick out to the right here. Once you've flown to this point right here, taking out our snow, we're going to place 3 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Once you place 3 to the right, we're then going to do a bottom right diagonal, just like so. Once you're in this bottom right diagonal, we're then going to do a bottom left diagonal from here. And there we go. Once you're in this bottom left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 to the left. And then we're going to do an up left diagonal, just like so. And then we're going to place 1 to the left. And there you go. As you can see, that 2 gap right there is filled in with snow. So you can fill that in if you want. Oh, didn't mean to destroy that. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. So now then, time for the explainer for the rest of these 2 areas right here. So taking out our light blue terracotta, as you can see, a light blue terracotta is going to go above the snow on this right side right here. So not that side over here, just the right side over here. So on top of here, just like so. And then there you go. Once you've done this, we're going to take out our purple pillar, and that's going to go on all the rest inside these sections. So it's going to go underneath the snow and underneath the light blue terracotta and on top just inside these corners. Once again, make sure your purple pillar is going upwards and downwards and not sideways. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. Once we've done this, we're now going to move into the next section. So inside this section right here. Once again, taking out our light blue terracotta, we're going to start from the top, which is this 1 up left diagonal gap. So fly into here. Once you've flown into here, we're going to basically do 2 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. Once we've done the second bottom right diagonal, we're then going to place 1 going underneath from here. And there we go. Once you've done this, take out your purple pillar, and we're going to place that going underneath the light blue terracotta. And there you go. Once again, purple pillar is going to go in the rest in this section. And again, make sure it's going up and down ways, not sideways. Once we've done this, now moving to the right into the next section. Once again, starting from the top, so this is the top point right here, taking out our light blue terracotta, we're going to place 2 going underneath from here. So 1 and 2. And there you go. Once you place 2 underneath, place 1 to the right. And then once you place this 1 to the right, we're then done with this. So taking out our purple pillar, we're then going to place that going underneath the light blue terracotta. And there we go. As you can see, purple pillar is going to go in the rest of the section. Again, make sure it's going up and down. And then finally, into our last section on the left eye, this 1 gap right here, all purple pillars go inside here. So no shading to do. And there you go. Once we've done this, I'm now going to move on to the final section of the build, and flying all the way to the right hand side, we're going to be doing the right eye. So once again, I'm going to start from the very right hand side, so all the way to this section here, and again, we're going to do it section by section. And here we go. So, taking out our light blue terracotta, once again, all in this 2 and 1 gap, light blue terracotta is going to go all inside here. So we're going to mark this out, all inside here. And there we go. And then moving over into the next section right here, for our area that we're going to start right here, as you can see, we've got this 5 black concrete going up right here. We're going to be going off this 5, and so we're going to be flying to the top of the 5. Well, once you've flown to the top of the 5, with our light blue terracotta, we're going to place 2 going to the right from here. So 1 and 2, and there you go. Once you place 2 going to the right, we're then going to place 4 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and there you go. Once you place 4 underneath, we're then going to take our purple pillar, and that's going to go all to the left and underneath the light blue terracotta. So just mark this underneath and to the left, and there you go. So as you can see, light blue terracotta is going up there, and purple pillar and the rest of here. Again, exactly the same as the other side. Make sure your purple pillar is always going up and down and never sideways. With that being said, moving into our next section, once again we're going to start from the very top now. So flying up to here with a light blue terracotta, we're going to kind of do two bottom right diagonals. So 1 and 2, and there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. Once we've done these two bottom right diagonals, we're now going to place one underneath, and then we're going to place one to the right, and then we're done with this section. So taking out a purple pillar, we're going to mark it underneath the light blue terracotta. And there you go. As you can see, we should be looking like that right there. So purple pillar is going to all the rest of this section, and again that is part of this section here as well. Once we have done this though, we are now going to move into the next section. Once again, we've got one of those sections exactly the same as the side. We've got to do the centre of the eye and kind of this piece as well. So we're starting from the right hand side this time. For our first area that we're going to do here, as you can see, we've got this one bottom right diagonal right here with black concrete, and we're going to start from that point right there. So taking our light blue terracotta, flying over to here, we're going to place one light blue terracotta on top of the black concrete, and there you go. Once you've done this, we're then going to place two going to the right, so 1 and 2. Once you place this two to the right, we're then going to take our purple pillar, and we're going to place one going underneath, and there you go. Once you place this one underneath, we're then going to place one to the left, but again, when you're placing one to the left, make sure it's going up and down ways and not sideways. So it should be looking like this, like I've done right here. Once you've done this though, we are going to fly back into the right by 1, so back to this purple pillar right here, and we're then going to do a bottom right diagonal from here, and there you go. Once you've done that bottom right diagonal, take your snow block, and we're then going to place one snow block going underneath from here, and there you go. Once you place this one underneath, we're then going to place 4 going to the left, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. Once you place this 4 to the left, we're then going to take out our black wool, and we're going to place 2 black wool going to the left from here, so 1 and 2, just like so. Once you place 2 to the left, we're then going to place 1 underneath, and then we're going to fly back up by 1, so back up to the up left corner, and then we're going to place 1 to the left, and then fly back into the right by 1, so back to the middle, and then place 1 on top, and there you go. Once you place this one on top, take out your light blue terracotta, and we're then going to place 1 on top. Once you place this one on top right here, we're then going to place 1 to the right, and then we're going to place 1 underneath, and then we're going to place 1 to the right. Once you place this 1 to the right, taking out a purple pillar, we're going to place 1 on top, then fly underneath by 1, back down to the light blue terracotta, taking out our snow, we're going to place 3 going to the right. So 1, 2 and 3, and there you go. Once we've done this, we're then going to zoom out, taking out our light blue terracotta again, we're going to fly all the way to the first one that we placed on top of the black wall, to this point right here, and once you've flown back to this point right here, we're going to do a bottom left diagonal from here, and there you go. Once you've done this bottom left diagonal, we're then going to place 1 to the left. Once you place this 1 to the left, we're then going to place 2 underneath, so 1 and 2, and there we go. Once you place this 2 going underneath right here, we're then going to place 1 going to the right, once you place this 1 to the right, we're then going to place 1 underneath, and then we're going to place 2 to the right, so 1 and 2, and there you go. Once you place 2 to the right, we're then going to place 1 on top, and then we're going to place 1 to the right, and there you go. Once you place this 1 to the right here, we're then done with this section, so taking out our purple pillar, that's going to go underneath the snow, and underneath the light blue terracotta, and on top. But we do need to mark out this point right here over here as well, but just marking out a bit for now. And there we go. As you can see, we should be looking like that so far. Also, light blue terracotta, as you already know, is going up in that section. But now moving over to the left, doing this part of the side. Once we have flown over to this side right here, as you can see, we've got this 4 black concrete going up right here from the center. We're going to fly to the top of the 4, so to this point right here, and taking out our light blue terracotta, we're going to place 1 going to the left. And there you go. Once you place that 1 to the left, we're then done with this section right here. So taking out our purple pillar, we're going to place 1 underneath the light blue terracotta. And there you go. As you can see, purple pillar is going to go in the rest of the section now, and the light blue terracotta is going to go up in here. Now moving into our next section, to this section right here. Once again, starting with our light blue terracotta, we're going to start from the top, and once you've flown up to the top, we're going to place 2 light blue terracotta going underneath, so 1 and 2, just like so. Once you place 2 underneath, we're then going to do a bottom left diagonal from here, and then once you've done this bottom left diagonal, place 1 underneath, and then take out your purple pillar, and then we're going to place 1 going underneath from here, and there you go. As you can see, purple pillar is going to go in the rest of this section. Now flying over to the left hand side, this section right here, once again start from the top point right here, taking out our light blue terracotta, we're going to place 2 going underneath from here. So 1 and 2, and there you go. Once you place this 2 underneath, take out your purple pillar, and we're going to place 1 underneath the 2 light blue terracotta, and there you go. As you can see, purple pillar is going to go in the rest of this section. And then finally but not least, moving into our final section for pain, into this left part right here, taking out our light blue terracotta, we're now going to start from the top once again, and we're going to place 2 going underneath from here, so 1 and 2, just like so. Once you place 2 underneath, do a bottom left diagonal, and then place 1 underneath, and then once you place 1 underneath, place 1 to the left, and there you go. Once you've done this, taking out our purple pillar, as you can see, it's going to go all in the rest of the section inside here. And there you go. Finally, we're done with the right eye, and we are now done with marking out everything for pain, and we can finally get to shading everything in. So without further ado, as everything is now marked out, we're now going to fill everything in. So once again, I just want to say a couple of things. Once again, your gold block is going to be replaced by light grey concrete powder, and I recommend either doing it 2 ways. First way, you can either fill in the light grey concrete powder, and then once you've filled it in, you can destroy the gold block, and then start to fill in the rest of that final line with light grey concrete powder. And again, do it by section, or what you can do is you can either destroy all the gold blocks, like for example here, I destroyed all the gold blocks, and then I fill it all in with light grey concrete powder, and then once I've done that, I then move over to the next section. For example, I move now to this section, I destroy the gold blocks, fill it all in with light grey concrete powder, then I'm done, I move to the next section and do it like that way. But do not destroy all your gold blocks all at once, because if you do that, you will definitely 100% go wrong. So either make sure to fill in your light grey concrete powder all first, and then destroy the gold blocks, and then fill it in with light grey concrete powder for the last line, or do it section by section. With that being said, I am now going to zoom in, and we're going to start filling everything in section by section. And once again, you have 2 options to fill everything in. Your first option is you can either fill in everything right now by pausing the video and seeing the end result for yourself, or if you want a reference to make sure you don't go wrong and you want to see my result, then you can pause the video right now. And there we go. As you can see, we have filled in everything. Once again, I'm just going to say this one more time. If you have not done your gold block and replacing with light grey concrete powder yet, make sure to do each area by each area. But with that being said, we are now just going to look at all the areas because everything is now done. So as you can see, we have replaced all the gold block by the mouth area to the left here, to the right there, and the nose, all with light grey concrete powder inside those areas. Once again, we've also filled all the bone block in, and once again, make sure your bone block is going up and down just like you see in mine, and there's none going sideways, because if there was, you would see it look really weird. We've also filled in all the brown terracotta underneath there, and the grey terracotta going up. Flying up to here, we filled in all the brown terracotta in each nose nut piece of the iron rods. Once again, we already did the quartz, but there are 2 quartz as well, you can see. Zooming out as well, as you can see, we've done the eyes. And again, same thing applies for the eyes with the purple pillar. Make sure it's going up and down, just like you see in my build, and not going sideways. We also filled in the rest of the light blue terracotta above in some of those areas. All the light grey concrete powder has been filled in that left and right area, all above as well. Again, same with the bone block everywhere. Moving over to the left there, as you can see, we filled in all the grey concrete powder in each iron rod piece. All the light grey concrete powder have been replaced in the gold block again. Also the brown terracotta in each of the 6 left pieces of the iron rod. And again, all the light grey concrete powder in the other areas in the ear. Now flying over to the right hand side so we can see the final part of the build. And then we're going to zoom out and see everything in frame. But there we go. As again, exactly the same as pretty much the other ear. All light grey concrete powder filled in that gap. The grey concrete powder filled in all the iron rod gaps. And the brown terracotta all to those right iron rod pieces. And again, light grey concrete powder has replaced the gold blocks underneath here as well. Once we are done this though, we are now going to zoom out and have a look at this build, fully complete and in frame. And there we go. There is Pain in frame. Definitely gotta say this build's looking very, very nice, and I'm pretty happy with this build because, yeah, it's quite a simple build. It's not too complex like Zoro, but it still looks absolutely very nice. And to be honest, this build does have a bit of extra details just in general with the iron rod pieces kind of everywhere. With that being said though, that is everything for this build, which means yes, I am taking in suggestions for the next build. Obviously, Nami's going to be the next build, but I've taken a suggestion to design while Nami is being released in the tutorial. Which again, if you don't know how I do suggestions, just go and check out that video where I talk about how I'm doing suggestions on the channel, which I know is quite long, but you might want to watch it because it does explain every detail there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take every anime title suggestion right now. So basically put down your favorite anime title that you want to see a character from next. Now just an anime title, and I'm sure you're wondering why not a character. The reason why not a character, we'll be doing a character suggestion later. Essentially what happens, I'm taking in anime titles and I'm putting 4 of those most popular anime titles in the comment from this video. I'm putting it into a community page and people get to vote for whichever one they want to see the most out of those 4 anime titles. And basically on that community post with the 4 anime titles on there, you can basically comment on that pool, and I want you to comment down a character from one of those 4 anime titles. Obviously whichever anime title wins after 24 hours, I would then look at the comments for that title for anime character suggestions in that community post. For example, let's just say Naruto was one of them. That means I would look for the Naruto comments in that community post, and specifically that community post. With that being said though, as you already know, Nami is going to be coming out next, which means for whichever design is going to be voted for next, I'll be designing that while we're releasing Nami in a tutorial. Which also means One Piece cannot be the next design, as I don't want to do too many designs from one anime series in a row. So essentially, One Piece is going to be skipped for the next one. With that being said though, without further ado, I will see you in the next build. If you like this build, let me know in the comments down below. Also, make sure to go and subscribe if you haven't done it already. And once again, if you haven't liked the video, do that as well. Much appreciated. With that being said, that is everything for today. If you have enjoyed this build, again, I will see you in the next one. So peace out, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.